All right, let's get into it. Today, we are unpacking one of the most wild, universe-spanning sagas you can imagine. It's a story of conquest, chaos, and, well, some very unexpected twists. Get ready for the Miralis invasion.
It all boils down to one simple, kind of terrifying question. Imagine an immortal, molten black dragon on a mission to conquer everything in sight. What happens when he finally picks a fight in a universe that is just not ready for him? Or maybe he's not ready for it.
Well, the short answer, he meets his match. And trust me, it's not in any way you would ever predict. The story of how this all goes down is one of the strangest, most chaotic, and frankly hilarious tales you'll ever come across. So, to really get this, we gotta start with the bad guys. Our story kicks off with what you could call a villain's grand tour, a destructive plan hatched by two seriously powerful beings. And what's so cool about the source material here is how it's framed. It tells us right up front that the villains are the real stars of this show. So let's meet our main antagonists, shall we? So on one side, you've got Dire Miralis, this molten, immortal black dragon from the Monster Hunter series, and his partner in crime is Dasufaroa, another absolute beast from that same universe. Their plan? It's pretty simple. Conquer everything. They've got just one rule, though. There's this super powerful dimension called Dragon's Rule, and they are to avoid it at all costs. Everywhere else, totally fair game. And with that beautifully simple plan, their campaign of chaos begins. So let's take a look at how this destructive tour of the multiverse actually plays out. Their path of destruction is just, swift and brutal. First up, they hit the Pokemon world, and they literally melt it with magma rocks. Then, they hop over to Mario's universe, where things get a little explosive. And finally, after a whole series of chaotic events, they accidentally end up in the one place they swore they'd never go, Dragon's Rule. And if you want to get a sense of just how bad this was, check this out. To escape their melting world, the ancestors of Ash Ketchup, and yes, the source material absolutely says ketchup, they launched 10 billion Poke Rockets. It was this desperate, massive evacuation. And even then, a billion of them got shot down. We're talking about a catastrophe on a cosmic scale here. But things don't go so smoothly in Mario's universe. The invaders actually face some real resistance. Desiphiro gets hit by, and you have to just love this name, the raging Banzai Bullet Bull Bang Bam Bill Bomb. Come on. The blast is so huge it forces him to retreat. And in the chaos, he accidentally blasts himself and all his firepower right into the one place he was trying to avoid. So while Desiphiro is off dealing with that whole mess, Miralis is facing a completely new problem. See, as he's continuing his rampage, a resistance starts to form, and it is probably the most unlikely, bizarre alliance you could possibly imagine. First on the scene, swooping in to save the survivors from the Pokemon world, is none other than Kitty, the Cat Queen, leading the powerful cats of Catopia. And who comes to help out the Mario crew? You are not gonna believe this. It's Minecraft Steve. Yes, you heard me right. A Cat Queen and a blocky builder are the universe's last hope against an immortal, molten dragon. So you're probably wondering, right? Why would this unstoppable being flee from this duo? Well, this quote right here gives us the answer. See, even though Miralis is immortal, he's still young, only 1,000,000 years old, and not even at half his full power yet. After taking a few solid hits from Kitty and Steve, he has no choice but to get out of there. So beaten and bruised, Miralis flees to another galaxy called Dreamstar. He's looking for an easy win, a confidence booster. Instead, he finds his destiny. An immortal meets another immortal, and this, right here, is where the invasion truly comes to an end. The battle is, well, it's over before it even starts. Miralis attacks with everything he's got and fails to leave a single scratch on this tiny pink opponent. And that opponent, of course, is Kirby. Kirby just opens his mouth and inhales the entire molten dragon, whole. But he doesn't destroy him. Nope. Kirby has a very specific power. He teleports his enemies back to where they originally came from. So where is the place of origin for an ancient, molten, cosmos-destroying dragon? Well, that destination is Earth.
And this, right here, is the final, absolutely mind-blowing twist in the whole story. Miralis' forced return to his birthplace leads to an incredible revelation and a completely unexpected outcome for the history of our very own planet. Because, as it turns out, Dire Miralis was never some alien monster. He was actually born from a Fatalis egg, that's a class of legendary, world-ending elder dragons, right here on Earth. The only reason he got his molten powers is because he touched lava right after he hatched. This whole time, the big bad universe-conquering dragon was just a local boy from our own backyard. And this is where the story just flips on its head, from a tale of conquest to one of accidental redemption. He's defeated, he's frustrated, and he's been forcibly sent home. Miralis looks at the dinosaurs of ancient Earth and just can't bring himself to continue his rampage. So instead, in one last, frustrated act, he lashes out, not at life, but at the cosmic threats to his homeworld. He smothers a massive volcanic eruption, and then he turns his molten fury on the extinction-level meteor, completely obliterating it. The great villain doesn't conquer the universe, he saves the dinosaurs. And that's how the Great Invasion ends. Not with a universe in chains, but with a saved world and a villain who kinda, sorta became a hero. It's a perfect example of how even the biggest plans can get derailed by the absurd. But the source material leaves us on this one final, tantalizing thought, written exactly like this. The next time we meet again, the real serious is going to begin. What on earth could that mean? Maybe the real serious business was never about conquest at all. We'll just have to wonder about that one.